Welcome to the Networking Star Podcast. I am Jeffery Boyle. Here, I interview peak performers who inspire us to have, be, and do more. Today, my special guest is Mike Sheffield of Scottsdale, Arizona. Mike is probably the greatest launcher of network marketing companies and MLM party plan companies that that we've ever seen. Welcome to the show, Mike. I'm super grateful to have you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Well, I guess that's maybe the first question is, do you have any idea how many companies that you've launched and how long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this over 30 years, so a long, long time. And during that time, we've worked with companies or launched companies, probably close to 1,200, maybe higher now, nationally and internationally. Almost all the major legacy companies have been our clients, from Amway to Shackley to you name it. Now, we didn't start those companies. We didn't help them get going, but we were brought in later to assist them. But the majority of our clients are entrepreneurs who are looking to start a company, have a product or service that they feel makes sense in this industry, and they come to us to help them to not make the same mistakes that that we've made, you and I both, when we tried to start ours. You can earn your own scar tissue or you can rent somebody else's. And that's what happens here.
I was just recently in your Scottsdale office, and we were talking about, the percentage of companies that really have a shot at succeeding. And you've been hosting these MLM conventions now for years. And I remember one of the things that you said there is the amount of money that you need to start is directly in proportion to how well you can sell. What would you say the biggest difference is of the companies that succeed and the companies that fail within network marketing?
Well, there's so many, Jeff. It's hard to pinpoint just one. I would say the one that typically jumps out for us and for the client is, do they have sufficient capital? But sufficient capital means different things to different people, because you can launch a company on a shoestring if you know exactly how to go about doing it, and you only spend $1 when it needs to be spent and when it's going to return you 3 to 4. Okay. And so many times people focus on the wrong things at the wrong time. And so, the guidance that they have to help them know the step process can only come from people like you and myself and others who've actually been there and done that, because, we know the pain of making a mistake, and we say, gosh, we shouldn't have done that. The fact is that if you try to say, why do companies succeed, that's a hard one to point out. But if a company fails, the owners of that company do analysis paralysis. They go into that mode of trying to figure out everything that they can as to why it didn't work. So we learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes. I do think that having the right management team in place in the beginning, having a product that is a real product, not just an excuse for moving money, because in today's market, with the increased scrutiny by the Federal Trade Commission, it's all about creating customers. This is called the direct selling business, not the direct recruiting business. So first we say, will the customer buy the product, whether there's a business opportunity or not? If it is yes, then you have a foundation to build on. So many times people don't have that, and they think they have a unique product or service, only to find out after they launch that they should have done more investigation, that there were many competitors. Kind of like you buy a new car or truck, and it's a great color, and you say, boy, this is cool. And next thing you know, you see 3 or 4 of them the same day going down the street, looks just like yours.
I think we both, I've been involved with network marketing in one way or the other. My current business is not network marketing, but I still have such an amazing respect for it and how hard people work. But I think we both can admit that the industry has been very affected, not just by the FTC, but also by Amazon and these other online shopping centers. What would the advice that you give now to these people coming in that are wanting to set up a business? And you talked about, gosh, there's so many different competitors that they're not aware of. How has the FTC, competitors, and Amazon affected the industry currently?
That's probably most important question you may ask me today, because not just since COVID, prior to COVID, we saw a shift in how business was being done in the direct selling industry. We saw a convergence of different channels of distribution coming into one: direct sales, multi-level, e-commerce, social media, influencer, affiliate, all that have started to come together to create something that didn't exist 5 or 10 years ago. I don't even know what to call it. It's not truly multi-level. It's not truly direct marketing. It's not truly direct sales in the typical definition. It's really it's a new animal. And it's exciting because the companies that have adopted in this and understand it are seeing accelerated growth. And the legacy companies, the large legacy companies, are scrambling trying to catch up. But I can tell you, a young, aggressive company that does it right can grow much faster than the legacy companies ever did, using all these tools and technologies that are now available, and do it very cost effectively.
So let's talk about that. What you
Yeah.
said, these young companies and doing it right. How would you define that young company doing it right versus the legacy companies that are still very much pitching opportunity first? How are these newer companies that you're seeing succeed do it?
Well, I can primarily speak to our own clients, although we have other companies that we've researched to kind of see how they're doing what they're doing. I will tell you that today we lead with the product and we follow with the opportunity. So when we're designing a business model, and I'm not talking about just a compensation plan, a marketing plan, a culture, all the things that goes into creating that unique animal that you and I know as direct sales, multi-level, network marketing. It's all now comes together in a unique way. We start out by creating what most people would know as an affiliate program, although it's more of a customer referral agent type affiliate program, where we give a customer that's a happy, who is a cheerleader for our brand, an opportunity to benefit from sharing with others. Now, that's not a new thing. A lot of companies do that, but we actually create a marketing plan and an award incentive and recognition system around that at the customer level. So they can actually feel like someone who's getting recognized and benefit by telling others about something they believe in. And maybe they earn points for free product, or they get free shipping or some benefit. But at some point, the ones who adopt it, it's easy for the independent distributor who maybe brought them to the table to say, why don't you turn all that activity into cash? Then we enter what's called the gig economy, the side hustle. The same thing that the Uber drivers and so forth participate in: work when you want, get paid quickly. And how much do you need to make? The fact is, Jeff, if you get somebody making $400 or $500 a month, they're never going to leave you. Not everybody's on a career path. Not everybody wants to make 10 grand a month or 10 grand a week. They're just trying to get even. And if you design a program in the beginning that's helping enough people participate in that side hustle gig economy, where they don't feel like they're in the pressure cooker of an MLM, we're almost dropping the term MLM anymore, but they don't feel in the pressure cooker, then they become more open-minded to the idea that maybe there's more. Then we two-step them from there, when they want more, into, well, here's how you can use the leverage of the network marketing tiered benefit program to actually make a full-time living with a part-time effort. How does that sound? That sounds pretty good. Full-time income with a part-time effort. That's the leverage that you and I know about they get from this business. The fact is, 80% of the people are going to be part-time sometime. 18% of the people in a business are the worker bees that they're making $2 to $4 grand a month. Only 2% of all the people who come to these companies are the top performers who make significant money. But they're making it because they are mentoring and coaching large numbers of people and making small percentage override on large amounts of volume. And so it's really in structuring this right from the bottom up and then from the top down. because it's also important that you create a leadership team of people in the early stages of business, 12, 15, 20, 12, like the 12 disciples in the Bible. Somebody's going to take the message out and support those people. Otherwise, you're dealing with a lot of needy people who need a lot of support, and you'd be better dealing with 12 or 15 key people, key leaders, who then can go out and do that job, and they benefit from that.
Yeah. Well, I remember, it's been a while when the FTC really started to buckle down and really emphasize that you have to get customers, you have to get customers. Well, the industry, I don't know how well it responded, but now with Amazon and all the different online shopping experiences where it's so easy to be able to show value, I think that the industry has been forced to be able to go in this direction. And I was, as a entrepreneur, I prefer it to be that way anyways, that the market pushes you there. The market is demanding that there be value, not just the government to do it. And what would you say the biggest change, with these, you're talking about these young leaders, what approach are they coming to you with compared to what clients were coming to you 10, 15 years ago?
Well, interestingly enough, a lot of them are coming to us to figure out a way to get out of Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay. Where they pay too much money. They don't have control of their customer base. And that's really important, because the value of a company someday as an acquisition candidate is not have the distributors, because distributors come and go. It's a volunteer army. It's the customers who are not one-time customers, but they're lifetime customers that creates the value. Well, with Amazon and others like that, you may not have that control. So they're coming to us for that. However, there is something we're having to deal with today called the Amazon effect. And the Amazon effect is, everybody says, what do you mean I have to pay for shipping? Now they forget that if they're on Amazon Prime, they paid $150 a year or whatever it is. Okay. And then there are other benefits to that, of course. But we have to deal with that because, shipping becomes an issue, especially with a younger crowd. And so nowadays what's happening is that we're building programs that actually accommodate either free shipping or discounted shipping for people based on their size of their orders or whatever in a way that we didn't before. Okay. And also the story, today, I'm going to say this, and I really don't like the fact I have to say this. People really don't want to talk to anybody anymore. They want to go online and take a look at something, read the testimonials if there are some, okay, see what other people think. Then if they're a shopper, they want to compare product prices. The good thing about our business that we're in, Jeff, you and I, is that the products tend to be unique, have unique characteristics, and in most cases even superior than what you would find on a retail shelf, simply because you can afford to tell the story about the unique characteristics and benefits of products that you can't do on a retail shelf. So there are things about our business that are unique to the kind of products and services that we offer, but that have to have an entire system built around it to make it work. I will tell your listeners this. Everything they have to do to launch a hybrid direct marketing, direct sales, affiliate, influencer type business is a formula. 90% of it is a formula. It's the same thing everybody has to do, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to know how to launch it and get it customized around your business. 10% of the business, though, is a secret sauce. It's that unique something about the business that you know it when you see it, but you can't describe it to anybody. You have to experience it. It has to be experiential. And that's the part that we bring into the business, is that experiential part, the thing that makes people feel appreciated. It makes people feel that whether they're making a lot of money or not, that this is enhancing their life and their family's life. Yeah. You and I know that, and others will learn that.
Well, when I first met you, I did have a full head of hair. So that tells you that I've known you for long enough time for me to lose my hair. You still have your same head of hair, but My son now, I now have a married son and a daughter-in-law, and his culture is a selling culture. So I have a 23-year-old son, and they know how to sell. How do you think that the technology and just this new generation of people that like to sell with different, perhaps it came from social media, who knows, but it's a culture of an upcoming generation that understands the sales process. Are you seeing the same thing with a new generation of entrepreneurs coming in with new technologies?
Well, you hit a very key point. Um, Obviously, with the legacy companies, they have an aging population of distributors who come into this new world of technology and social media kicking and screaming. Okay. But the younger folks, let's talk about the 40 and younger. Okay. I call those younger. I have my hair, but it's grayer than it was at the time we first met. Okay. But the younger people who grew up with the internet and social media, it's their way of communication. It's part of their life. Okay. And today, the very same people that 10 years ago or 15 years ago we would have talked to about a business opportunity of going out and selling and recruiting a team and all the things that go and get involved with that. That same person today is saying, I want to be an influencer. I want to be on the internet. I want people to get to know me and have a lot of followers. And we can incorporate those concepts right into our business system, and we do, by showing what I call a micro influencer, a wannabe influencer, how to do it, how to take that contact list they already have and how to grow it, but do it within a system where they can actually benefit financially, not just become, famous. Okay. Is that actually make it into a real business. So they can use social media and they can use their sales ability to influence people and use technology in order to do that. And they may think of themselves as different today than the old time independent sales rep who's out beating the street. Okay. But it's very important. And this is where we try to get them to understand. They need to understand how to combine high tech with high touch. When they lose the high touch, they lose the spirit of everything that makes these kind of business have longevity, the stickiness, okay, that people need in order to stay loyal to a brand. Because they're staying loyal to a brand because they love the product, but they still love they stay loyal to the company because of the way they're treated.
Yeah. Well, I started in college as an Amway distributor. I paid off my law school loans as a network marketer. It's purchased me wonderful homes and taken me all across the world. But my future is, as much as anything, as being an e-commerce entrepreneur and coach. But I really couldn't have afforded that without the marvelous career that I had within network marketing. I'll let you have the last word for today, but where do you predict affiliate marketing? You talked about influencer. It's all direct sales. Where do you see the future of direct sales, and how do you foresee you finishing your career within this marvelous industry that's made you such a wonderful career?
Well, I'll probably finish my career when I'm put in the ground. Sometimes what you've done during your life is what defines you. And so, but I do see, there, as I've mentioned, there are big changes, and we're seeing this convergence from companies that are more traditional marketing approaches for their products or services are trying to become more like MLM of the past, and MLM companies are trying to adopt all the more traditional. So it's going to be a convergence of all these together that creates the new model for marketing. I would not want to be in a retail store today. Okay, just and even our clients who in the past would have had nice big offices and plush offices, and today they're saying, you know what, we could build $100 million company and we could be virtual with our employees working from their homes in their pajamas. and our reps out in the field. I mean, it's just a whole different way of thinking today, and we have to rethink everything. And I got to tell you, we're constantly a student of what's going on. We don't have all the answers. We know it worked from the past. It still works today, but we're learning what's working for other people out there. We don't copy somebody else's ideas. The thing is, Jeff, I'll leave you with this. If you copy somebody's ideas, it's called plagiarism. If you copy a lot of people's ideas, it's called research. Do research. Check out what everybody's doing. If you want some shortcuts, come to people like you or to us, because we have to do that all the time just to be in business. So we can shortcut that process. But that's the whole thing. See what's working and not working, and do what's working.
Well, I guess what you're saying is to be nimble. And I guess that's why you've had such an amazing career, Mike. Over 30 years, you've had huge clients. Some of your clients have gone on to do billions of dollars of sales. You've had billion-dollar clients, and you still do. I guess the key to it all is what you're saying is do your research, keep up to date with the trends, but make sure that you're also a trend setter, not just trying to live in the past.
And have a commitment, Jeff, that's more than just making money.
Yeah.
The concept of cause marketing is a big part of our business. If people believe that you're doing something that actually helps people in other ways in their life other than just making a few dollars.
Well said. I think that's the best way to end. So thank you for being on the show, Mike. And they can find you on your website, sheffieldnet.com. Just look him up, Sheffield Resource Network. And you always come up first on Google anyways. But that's how I found you 15 years ago. Looked for a network marketing consultant, and we've had a marvelous relationship ever since. And so super grateful to have you on the show, sheffieldnet.com. Check him out. And you're kind of foolish if you're trying to start a business without the right coach in place. So thank you for being on the show, Mike.
Thank you very much, Jeff.